Hello students, welcome to digital classes. This is N. Ravindra Reddy, School Assistant Physical Science, working at ZPHS Torur, Mandal Torur, District Mahabubabad. Today we are going to discuss about the introduction of the chapter Reflection of Light at Curved Surfaces from 10th class Physical Science. So students, in this chapter we have to know some basic concepts before discussing about this chapter, reflection of light at curved surfaces. So first of all, we have to know the definition of light. Do you know the definition of light? Yes. Light is nothing but the form of energy which helps us to see the objects around us. That means the form of energy which helps us to see the objects around us is called as light or light energy. How can we detect the light? So we can detect the light with our eyes. So light energy causes the sensation of sightiness. Light enables us to see the objects from which it comes or from which it reflects. That means some objects can emit the light. Some objects do not emit the light. Suppose if we take the glowing bulb, it is emit the light. When the light coming from the glowing bulb enters into our eyes, we can see the light. Suppose if there is a book on the table, the book do not emit the light, but it can reflect the light which is falling on it. The reflected light, when enters into our eyes, we can see that book. So some objects can emit their own light. When that light enters into our eyes, we can see that kind of objects. Some type of objects do not emit the light, but they can reflect the light. When that reflected light enters into our eyes, we can see them. So light enables us to see the objects from which it comes or from which it is reflected. So on the basis of emission of the light, we can categorize the objects into two types. They are luminous objects, non-luminous objects. What are the luminous objects? Yes, already we discussed about that some objects can emit their own light. So they are called as luminous objects. So the objects which emit their own light are called as luminous objects. For example, sun, other stars, electric bulb, torch, tube light, candle, fire, etc. So all these are emit their own light. So that's why all these are the examples for the luminous objects or luminous bodies. So another type of objects are non-luminous objects. The objects which do not emit their own light are called as non-luminous objects. That means they do not emit their own light, but they can reflect the light which is falling on them. that kind of objects are called as non-luminous objects. So the objects which do not emit light themselves but reflect the light which is falling on them are called as non-luminous objects or illuminated objects. Here, this kind of objects do not emit their own light, but when the light from the luminous objects falling on it, they can reflect the light into different directions. So that's why the objects which do not emit own light are called as non-luminous bodies or objects. For example, a flower, chair, table, book, trees, fan, bed, mirror, wood, stone, floor, walls, road, etc. So all these do not emit their own light, but they can reflect the light which is falling on it. Light travels in straight line path. Always light takes the straight line path on, while it is propagates from one point to another point. So light always travel or propagates in the straight line path. So this property of light is called as rectilinear propagation. Rectilinear propagation of light. That means always light takes the straight line path while it is propagates from one point to another point. Suppose if light emit from a source of light, the light can travel in different directions, but in any direction light travel along a straight line. So that straight line along which light travel is called as ray of light. So next, medium. So medium means light can pass through some objects only. Light does not pass through some objects. The substances or objects through which light can travel are called as media of light. Here, medium of light. Medium means it is a single substance. So the substance through which light can travel is called as medium of light or optical medium. So suppose if we take the air, the light can travel through the air. So that's why air is the medium of light or medium for light or optical medium. As the same, vacuum can allow the light to pass through it. Air can allow the light to pass through it. Water, glass, kerosene, different types of oils, oxygen gas, hydrogen gas, all these substances are allow the light to pass through them. So all these are called as media of light. So media means it is a single substance which allow the light. Media means many objects. When we have the many examples for the medium of light, we have to say it as media of light.